Alright guys, welcome to bad ending number 2 for Nohl. We're a little bit further back this time around. Our girl succeeded in the bet. So now we're chatting with Toya the day after when Nohl was starting to get a little jelly. So we're picking up here. Apparently I start with this choice, and then we have a couple of choices that we've done before, and then something new. So we'll see. But first, Toya, let's do our best. Yes, let's continue to do our best together. To create a new world where everyone can laugh.
Thank you. I'm glad I was born in the same age as you.
You're too kind.
In that case, my apologies, but can I ask you to do one thing from tomorrow?
Yeah, what is it? I feel like he's kind of grumbling. Okay. That seemed familiar to me. So, I think we have the same convo with you. Yes? Yes, because I belong to Nohl. Avoid Esta's branch for right now. Not your turn yet, sweetie. Okay, then we have the smooch. What comes up next? Okay, then we have like a long skip until I think when she finds the mask that he wore that one time. And yes. Okay, so we did the same choice for that as well. Get an up with him. Do the dots again. Another up. Oh. Just that one, just the yes, let's do our best already changed things? Wait, what's going on here? Oh, right, the nighttime relationship with the minister. Is he not going to protect her this time? Or what's gonna go? Okay, let's see where this is leading. How should I refuse? Since this is work-related, I can't make an unpleasant expression.
Don't be so nervous. I only intend for us to have drinks together.
If that's all, that might be fine. Then...
My apologies. In regards to that, I shall make arrangements to send someone else. I see, so that is what you like. Oh, I will be looking forward to that.
Okay, are we back? We're back. So he waited that time. He didn't jump in immediately. I guess because she was so happy with Toya, he's like, I'm gonna test her with this emissary guy too. Well, this might be the cage bad ending, so let's hang in there, guys. After the banquet, I returned to our room and sighed. Ultimately, he only touched me once, but I felt tired, being constantly on guard, not knowing when he would touch me again. And this is all new. Alright. Okay. I sat on the bed and stretched out my body's muscles. While doing so, I recalled tonight's banquet. Nohl, who had smiled from beginning to end, seemed to be in a good mood. Although I felt something strange, it must have ended in a way that was convincing for Nohl. His smile when he stood up from his chair was almost too refreshing. Yeah, too refreshing. Remembering it made me feel chilly for some reason. I wondered if maybe I was just too tired and had caught a cold. I smiled wryly and turned to Nohl. I wanted to sleep early tonight and rejuvenate myself mentally and physically. Nohl, I'm gonna go on... My mouth froze when I tried to say that I'd go to bed first. He had an expressionless look on his face, which was the exact opposite of that too refreshing smile. Nohl, sitting on a chair beside the bed, crossed his legs and just stared at me. His face, where I couldn't tell at all what he was thinking, felt chilly. Are you... upset?
About what?
I don't know.
Yes, you wouldn't understand. After all, you are the kind of girl who loses all sense of danger as soon as it happens to you.
What do you mean? If you're angry, please explain why properly.
I'm not angry, just appalled.
And that's exactly what I want to know why.
Why, eh?
He speaks in a rare spitting tone and laughs. Nohl took the brush on the desk and toyed with it in his hand to distract himself from his irritation. I don't know, keep your eye on that brush, girl.
If forced to do so, would you give your body up to anyone?
The blood drains from my face at the unexpected accusation. Why must I be blamed like this when I endured so much for the sake of work? Getting angrier and angrier, I bit down and ended up rebutting him. Normally I would refuse, but since today was a job, I didn't know how to react.
Because of work. Because of the bet. For the sake of the women. As long as there's a condition such as these, ultimately you would bear the humiliation and give up your body.
What are you saying? That's not...
You became my wife in place of your best friend. How can such a woman try to deny it? Before, when you came home with that savage's mark upon you, you allowed it, thinking about the safety of the women. And you approached forming a relationship with Lord Toya positively, also thinking it was for the sake of everyone. Always, always, always you're thinking of others first and yourself dead last.
I couldn't argue with him about Suren and Toya because he was right. As my words got stuck in my throat, Nohl smiled sarcastically.
See, you cannot deny it. That sheer, devoted gentleness and strength of yours is so abhorrent to me.
I thought I was getting a little closer to him. Maybe he was starting to acknowledge me. But now, Nohl only speaks words of humiliation to me. I was more sad than frustrated, and tears formed in the corners of my eyes. What should I do?
If I told you what I wanted you to do, you would do it, wouldn't you? Would you not?
How can you say that? If you don't ask, then I can't do anything.
Then do not smile at anyone other than me. You will only be spoken to when I am reflected in your eyes.
Huh? The demands laid out so fluently were so unexpected that I didn't immediately understand them. My anger is blown away and I blink stupidly. What do you mean?
I mean exactly what I said.
You're kidding, right?
No.
But, you know, to accept all the demands laid out now would be tantamount to abandoning a normal life. That's not going to happen unless I'm holed up in Nohl's room all day. Now you're getting it, girl.
It's as I said, is it not?
Seeing Nohl's seriousness behind his squinting eyes made me at a loss for words. As I'm confused as to why all of a sudden, his smiling voice informs me.
If you think this is sudden, you are sorely mistaken. I am this kind of man by nature, and every time you exchange words with another man, it irritates me more and more every day.
That's selfish. Why does me being your wife mean I have to be deprived of all my rights? When I was finally able to speak, I felt a seething anger. In contrast, Nohl laughs deep in his throat as if he had been waiting for that question.
Why, huh?
The fact that Nohl is so out of place and happy almost makes me think I'm crazy for frowning at him. As I lost my voice in the eeriness, Nohl slowly stood up and walked over to me with a ponderous gait.
Why did you ask the question when the answer was already contained within? You will be deprived of everything because you are my wife.
And that's so selfish, right? Suddenly, he grabs me by the chin and I can't close my mouth. The force of the fingertips digging into me was so strong that my face contorted in pain. Not enough to make me cry, but I can't move either. I'm fixed with exquisite force.
Yes, I am aware. To the average person, this request sounds selfish and childish. And yet, knowing that, why do you think that I said it?
The strength in his fingertips weakens, freeing my chin. I should have been able to curse out loud, but when he stared at me up close, not only my chin, but my tongue felt heavy as well. It hurts as if my heart is being grabbed. Because you think I'm a toy.
Unfortunately, you are neither right nor wrong.
Then what the hell?
Because I love you.
What?
I love you. So I want to make you mine, and mine alone.
I've never heard Nohl express himself so directly, and it was a confession of love. I forget to breathe because my mind can't keep up with the unexpected developments. The voice that eventually came out of my own mouth was a gravelly, clipped, sloppy sound. That's a really awful joke. Nohl's thumb brushes my trembling lips. He gave me a loving look that backed up his words, and I found myself in a state of mind I didn't quite understand. Besides feeling terrified of Nohl, I have other feelings. I couldn't explain it, but the more I stared at him, the bigger it felt.
I too wish that this could merely be a joke. It was quite the unexpected development for me to fall in love with you. I had no intentions of teaching you ever. But looking at you recently, I've come to change my mind.
If you mean what you said just now, then why did you change your mind?
Why do you think that is?
He smiles and touches my earlobe with his lips. As my shoulders shook, he sighed and whispered to me.
My cute princess. I pity you for being loved by me like this.
He says pity as if this were someone else's problem.
Therefore, I shall give you one final chance.
Chance?
If you wish, I will no longer look at you. You can be free from my love and be at ease.
I am completely baffled by Nohl now. After making such a ridiculous demand, now he says he's going to let me go. What on earth does Nohl want? I pulled my chin back in confusion and looked into Nohl's eyes.
If you say that I'm selfish, then this is what you want, isn't it?
For a while, I couldn't answer yes or no. In the past, I would have shaken my head in immediate agreement. But now, for some reason, I can't move my neck like it's frozen in place. Why? I inhale repeatedly, trying to say that I can't accept unreasonable demands. But all that comes out is a hoarse breath. No more gazes from Nohl. No more love from Nohl. Those two thoughts were spinning around in my head. I have to affirm, quickly. I was bewildered, but my throat shook with anger. Yeah. But saying so, there's no way that Nohl would retreat.
Understood. We shall do things your way.
Nohl. Nohl moves away from me, from my simply, as if the whispers of love that I had just heard were a lie. No, maybe it really was a lie. That's how quick the switchover was.
Do not worry, I shall fulfill my promise to you. Let's do our best to send the Roos women back home. What's wrong? Tomorrow will be quite early, so I'm going to sleep now.
Am I dreaming? The difference was so great that I felt like I had been deceived by a fox as I stumbled to the bed.
Well, good night.
Good night. There was no way I could sleep. A hazy feeling swirls around in my chest and even my head starts to ache. And despite me being in this condition, the person who caused these ripples was fast asleep. He rarely, if ever, goes to sleep first. Cool. As he declared, Nohl never once looked back. Is that the end? No, that's not the end. We're not done yet. What's the meaning of this? The next few days passed uneventfully on the surface. Others might not have noticed, but actually there was a significant change. The change being that Nohl never once looks at me all day. Strictly speaking, I am in his field of vision. Despite that, he never looks at me. We exchanged words as necessary, but I knew that he wasn't looking at me, as if I were invisible air. Hey, Nohl.
What is it?
The voice that responds, casually between his work, is inorganic and without heat. He no longer looks at me with a gaze that feels like I'm being licked. Girl. That was what I wanted. Damn! Alright, well, at least you can admit to it, I guess. Oh boy. I worry about this ending. I should feel refreshed that my wishes have been fulfilled. But why am I so lonely? I'm just not used to it. That must be it. It's just that I've been under that relentless gaze for so long that my senses have gone haywire. After a while, I'll return to my normal senses. Probably. Is there anything I can help you with? If I have a job to do, I don't have to think about anything else. When I offered to help, not wanting to sit still, Nohl stopped writing and paused for a few seconds to think.
In that case, please deliver this to Minister Orta's mansion.
That said, Nohl handed me a piece of paper. I was a little nervous to receive it, thinking that it might be an important document. He doesn't look at me even in such times like this. I thought he would at least look up when he handed it to me, but Nohl kept his eyes on the papers on his desk. Okay then. I'll be going. He wouldn't have responded anyway. I turned away half-heartedly.
It's better to keep contact to only what is necessary and not become a burden.
I gulp and stop in surprise. It had been a while since Nohl had spoken to me. Maybe he's looking at me now? But when I turned around awkwardly, Nohl was still writing as he was before. For some reason, it makes me want to sit down, disappointed. Is that an order?
No, it is just advice. You can decide what you want to do.
What would you do if I contacted them more than necessary?
I would do nothing. Even if I had thoughts about that, it has nothing to do with you.
Which means if I spoke to someone more than what is necessary, Nohl might get angry. It has nothing to do with him, as he says. Immediately after letting out my venom internally, I felt depressed for some reason. The fear that Nohl might hate me flickers in my head, and I hesitate to even open the door.
Weren't you going?
Yeah, I'm going. I'll see you later. As soon as I stepped out of the room, I felt a strange sense of discomfort, wondering if this corridor was always this long. Walking this length, I was sure to bump into someone. I was anxious to see if I could pass in silence. Stupid. What am I thinking? I shake my head and chase away the ridiculous anxiety. I'm not obligated to listen to Nohl, so I can just walk with dignity. At any rate, no one's around as everyone is working. It was the moment when I started to walk. I saw a figure walking towards me from across the corridor, and my whole body went rigid. Oh, hi, you! Why are you around? It's just weird. I know you're around, but like, after not seeing you for 2 entire routes, you popping up for an epilogue and now a bad ending, I'm like, hi?
Oh, hello. It's been a while.
Good afternoon. I hadn't spoken to Ruzi in a while, so I felt happy. I wanted to thank him again for helping Solana, and this was a good chance to do so. But my mouth felt heavy. The thought that somewhere out there, Nohl's subordinates might be watching makes me fidget. I wonder what Nohl considered to be only what is necessary. I know, I don't have to worry about that, but I can't stop thinking about it.
What's wrong? Are you feeling unwell?
Ruzi looks at me with concern, as if he thought the silence was due to my physical condition. I'm fine. There's nothing wrong.
But you look a little pale.
I looked down to escape from his outstretched hand. I could feel his fingertips approaching, as he was most likely trying to gauge my temperature, and I closed my eyes unintentionally. Damn, he popped up himself. He popped up himself. Also, a new word has been added to my dictionary. It's been a while. Alright, dictionary, what do you got for me today? What's new? Is it Ruzi? Can't be Ruzi. Doctor. Doctor is the word of the day, everyone. A general term for researchers who have the goal of curing all ailments and those who are actually involved in medical treatment. The more you know. What a time for a dictionary word to pop up. Ugh. Read the room, dictionary. Sheesh.
Oh, if it isn't Dr. Ruzi. Ah, you're out together with Lord Nohl. That's relieving. Yes, therefore do not be concerned.
Afterwards, Nohl exchanged a bland greeting and saw Ruzi off. Awkward silence follows until Ruzi's back disappears around the corner of the corridor. Hi. His broad back never moved an inch. Is he angry because I spoke to him against his advice? I was anxious and tried to speak to him again, but Nohl started walking away without saying anything. Hey, say something! Don't ignore me!
I am not ignoring you. What more do you want?
But this...
You hated me looking at you, did you not?
I didn't say hate.
Then you want me to look.
I just want to look into your eyes and talk to you. This is just too sad. That's why, I don't know what else to say, so I mumble and roll my voice around in my mouth. Just when I was about to give up on the lack of response.
If that is what you desire.
Nohl turned around slowly, and my face was reflected in his sky-blue eyes.
You have quite the surprised look on your face.
Because I thought you'd never look at me again.
If you hate it, then I will not look. But if you desire it, then I shall always gaze upon you.
Those eyes, seemingly piercing through my soul. The moment I realized it, I felt a strange surge of joy and my skin slowly began to sweat. No. No, I'm not happy. You sure about that? Are you sure about that? That's the wrong button. That's the right button. Girl's about to pop out of her dress. My goodness. Where is this leading? I have so many questions. Is this just gonna be like an unhealthier version of their marriage? Slightly? I just don't know. My head is in turmoil, and I can't even find my footing. His hand was gently placed on my groggy head as it went back and forth from the top of my head to my ears. gently and repeatedly, as if praising a student for a job well done.
At any rate, you didn't speak much to him. You don't hate Dr. Ruzi, do you?
It was
what?
I couldn't say it was because Nohl didn't want me to. To say that would be accepting his unreasonable request. But despite my hesitation, what came out of my mouth was something resembling that. Doesn't that make you happy? Nohl looks a little surprised. Even I, the person who said it, was appalled at what I was saying. I was frustrated and sad to have said it, but when I saw Nohl smile in the next moment, the back of my chest became hot. Like the smile, the voice that replies is sweet.
Yes, very much.
This is wrong. It's insane! I felt the alarm bells ringing in the back of my head getting smaller and smaller. Oh, Naala. Naala girl. A few days have passed since Nohl's eyes began to reflect me again. Does he see me or not? This was the difference that was changing my world, slowly but surely into something else. I wonder if Nohl will be home late today. There's still some time before he returns. Maybe I can take a walk somewhere. I'm confused by my own mutterings. If I go out, I'll encounter people. Some degree of conversation will be necessary. Imagining such a flow made my body feel instantly sluggish. I must be tired. That has to be it. I try to put a reason to my feelings, my hesitation to go outside. It's not because I don't want to lose Nohl's love, but I repeated it over and over in my head. Nohl's smile, how happy he was when I didn't talk to Ruzi. I really am being foolish. I don't know how many times I've muttered this today. The more I repeat the conflict, the more I feel like I'm getting entangled in the spider web that Nohl is spinning. I should go out. I want to go out. Rather, I have to. If I get lost anymore, everything I've built will be destroyed. Moreover, it's before I realized that it was abnormal. Such fear passed my head, and I rushed out of the room with the momentum to escape. Ah, the outside air is quite nice. I dare to express my impressions. It's okay. As long as I can say this, I'm not being bound by Nohl. Like I care if he sees me or loves me. Mumbling and muttering as I walked. If anyone saw me, they would have thought me to be suspicious, but I continued stumbling along anyway. Get out of here. I'm mad at you for last ending. Get out of here.
Something bothering you?
My shoulders jumped in surprise at suddenly being called out to. Running into Suren, of all people, who left that kiss mark on me. It is not my lucky day. I turned around so awkwardly that I thought it might make a creaking noise, and Suren tilted his head with a strange look on his face.
Hey.
The first thing I thought, the moment my eyes met his, was that this would surely make Nohl angry. Nohl is very reluctant to let me have any contact with Suren. He's a wise man. No, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And yet, the more I deny it, the heavier my heart becomes. I had no idea how to react, so I backed away as if afraid of Suren.
No need to be so alarmed. I'm not gonna do anything to you today.
That's what you said last time, and that was a big fat lie.
Hey, say something.
He's getting closer, and I'm having more and more trouble dealing with it. I'm not sure if I should just turn around and run away. And while I hesitated, which is unlike me, Suren's hand reached out to me.
Are you sick, maybe?
Apparently, much like Ruzi, he was worried about me. I'm fine. Don't touch me.
Don't force yourself. I can escort you back to your room.
Oh! Oh, dang! What got smacked? Was it the hand?
What business do you have with my wife, Suren?
Nohl.
Suren's hand was brushed away just before it touched me. Yep. Slap of the hand. Suren is immediately hidden behind Nohl's profile.
That's not like you, Nohl. You're not your usual flippant self.
I think it's quite natural for a husband to protect his wife from evil temptations.
Huh. Protect. You.
Yes. Only I can protect her.
Even though it was all in response to Suren, the second half of the sentence caught my ear. I was relieved to think that Nohl had protected me. When I think about it, the reason why I'm so unnecessarily nervous and this whole situation is Nohl's fault. Knowing this, I felt a strange sense of relief that I hadn't defied Nohl. I'm glad I was protected.
You...
I hear Suren's doubtful voice. After a short silence, he spoke to me over Nohl's shoulder.
Hey, are you okay with this? This guy's trying to break your spirit.
The wobbling sensation is brought back by Suren's question. But before I could think too deeply about the meaning of the words, a voice that sounded more sincere than ever paralyzed my thoughts.
What are you talking about? I am only trying to protect my wife's spirit. It's you who is trying to harm her.
That's...
The moment Suren stumbled on his words, Nohl pulled me close and held me protectively by the shoulders.
Well then, let's go. It would be dangerous to stay here any longer. You might end up with a kiss mark as you did some time before.
I nodded awkwardly, still in disarrayed thought. My vision was blocked off by Nohl's body, and ultimately I couldn't see what kind of face Suren had made. I'd like to believe Suren was genuinely concerned, but he can also be a bit of a brat, so I wouldn't put it past him either to try to do like another move on Naala in that moment either. But either way, this is getting weirder.
That was quite dangerous.
Yeah. As soon as the door closes, he hugs me lovingly. It was a gentle gesture that conveyed his sincerity.
I'm glad you're safe.
His whisper had a sense of relief to it, and I could feel that his words were true. Interesting. I don't think either of these affects the ending, but the one for the walkthrough says to do "you're not angry," so I'll do that just to confirm. You're not angry? From the way he looked the other day, I thought for sure he would be angry if I met with Suren. Nohl had a look of concern, the opposite of what I expected.
I was just worried. If you leave this room, then I won't be able to protect you.
Do you want to protect me?
Yes, of course. I want to gaze upon you and protect you. However, if you find that to be disagreeable, I won't force you. What's wrong? If you want to go outside, you may do so.
But
you have always made your decisions of your own free will. Therefore, please decide this issue on your own as well.
my free will. My own voice, repeating his words, sounded far away. I should have been awake, but for some reason my consciousness became blurred and I couldn't think about this or that. I have Nohl by my side who loves and cares for me. As long as I'm here, I don't need to be anxious. I should stay here.
Well, how about that? Ultimately, it is your decision. Well, in my opinion, I think it's better to stay here. I would be happy with that.
The lips that brush against my earlobe are warm, and the whispers are sweet enough to melt my brain. Nohl's words seeped through my eardrums and into my brain, and I realized that I had made the correct choice. Ah, you did you? Ah, really? It's a mystery why I didn't get it sooner. I smiled in relief and felt a sense of weakness similar to when I gave up on everything. Nohl hugged me softly as if he had expected this. I will be here. He lifted my chin and slowly placed a soft kiss on my lips. As I felt euphoria at the tender look in his eyes, I saw the edges of Nohl's well-defined lips lift slightly.
My cute princess, if that's what you want.
Dang. There's a final chapter to the... What? Excuse me? We get like an alternative final chapter called Pet Slave? Pet Slave? Dang, he conditioned her pretty quickly. I mean, she had already fallen for him, and then she couldn't live with the thought that he wouldn't look at her again, so then she completely developed a complex about talking to other guys, and he wrapped it all under the guise of she's making this choice herself. Whew. Pretty manipulative, but it was done in a very skilled way. He got her pretty quickly.
The sound of a bell.
I was in a daze on the bed when I raised my face to an unfamiliar sound. For a moment, I thought about checking outside, then quickly reconsidered. There's nothing but bad things out there. It's been a year since I came to Nasla, and now I can live in peace because Nohl protects me. There is no happiness outside the room, so it would be strange to try to leave. Every once in a while, Suren would come up to the door and complain to Nohl, and I couldn't help but wonder why he was trying to get me out. What do you think? Sure, we can say there's like a bit of in there where he's like genuinely concerned for her, but also he just wants Naala as his wife. So anybody else I would be a little more touched, but with Suren I'm like, eh.
I wonder when Nohl will return.
Nohl kept his promise, fulfilled his promise, and sent all of the Roos women home. Since then, he seems to be working towards peace with Roos, and seems busier than ever these days. So I just have to wait for my husband. And when he returns, I will greet him with joy, like a dog waiting impatiently for its master. Oobly. The sound of the door opening makes me wake up reflexively. Then my long-awaited one smiled the most beautiful smile of all, and said,
I have returned.
Nohl! I ran up to him and hugged him with my forward momentum. Nohl took me in effortlessly, patted my head in praise, and then picked me up sideways. He carried me to the bed and laid me down gently on the sheets. Despite being busy, Nohl laid down beside me. I missed you. I was so lonely without you, I thought I might stop breathing.
I missed you too. If I could, I would hold you like this forever.
He stroked my head as if he were comforting a young child, and I smiled happily. I want to be loved like this all the time.
Have you been a good girl?
Yes, I've been here the whole time.
Really? You didn't go outside, curious about the sound of the bell?
I didn't go out, really. I swore, wanting him to trust me. Desperately, I climbed on top of Nohl, and his white fingertips stroked my collar, the sign of obedience. You got a collar now, girl? Whoo, you got a collar now, girl! Oh, you got a collar. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Put an actual collar on her. She looks great. He dressed her up real pretty, aside from the collar. But like, yo, the collar is a choice. That is a choice. Okay.
That's good. It's dangerous outside, so you shouldn't leave here. If you left, I would be very sad. However, if it's what you truly desire, you may go out at any time.
I won't go. I don't want you to be sad, and the safest thing is being with you.
Yes, of course. My princess understands quite well.
I'm happy to be praised. I tug at Nohl's clothes, begging to be petted more. This sound again. At that moment, the sound of bells shook the air again. I look towards the window, and Nohl answers before I can ask.
It's reporting that peace has been made with Roos. Speaking of which, it would seem that Auri, the Roos king, wants you to return home. What will you do?
I'm Nohl's wife. I will always be here. I don't need anything other than this room anymore. And I've lost the ability to think about anything but this place. So much so that I don't feel sad that I lost it.
I'm relieved to hear that.
After saying it with a superlative smile, Nohl scrutinized my eyes as if testing my reaction.
However, Suren said that I was treating you like a slave.
A year ago, I would have been outraged to hear that I was a slave. But now, I don't care what anyone calls me. All I need is Nohl's love. That might be true. But you love me, don't you?
Of course.
More than anything?
Yes, more than anyone else in the world. I love you more than anyone else.
Damn, that was an ending though. It's interesting because it's almost like she became like him in a way. You know what I mean? Like the unhealthy obsession went both ways. Yes, she got manipulated, but also her love turned unhealthy to the point of like, it doesn't matter what I sacrifice as long as I have his love. And then he did the same thing by being like, all I want is her to look at me and I will sacrifice her free will, basically. Which is like an easier sacrifice for him, admittedly, but still. They kind of started to mirror each other at the end. Which is interesting. I find it fascinating that she kind of like broke that way when she had such a strong spirit. But, you know, time did pass where he was like doing this to her, so I get it. It's just, I don't know. I don't hate that ending either. Maybe I just got Nohl colored glasses on and I've got a problem. Maybe I'm Naala in this situation. Like, yeah, I'd be okay with it. Alright, well, before I confess to anything else, I'm gonna call it there for an ending, guys. And, yeah, these bad endings have been interesting. Enjoyable, even, compared to the other bad endings I've experienced in this game so far. So yeah, we got one more bad ending left to go, so hopefully I'll see you for that, guys.